Today I will teach you about the Python variables. So what is a variable and how to declare the variables and how to initialize the variables we'll see today. So the hash symbol is used for the comment. So variable is a place to store value in simple terms. Store the value and can change its value at runtime. Now this is a basic definition of a variable. So one thing is to store some value. The other one is it can change its value at runtime. So if I go for, let's suppose I'm taking some x1 equal to some 10 and I want to print that x1 value. Then once you write this, just click. I can see this 10 is stored in x1 and you're printing that x1 by using print function. So here, what I'm trying to do here is the 10 numerical value I'm trying to store in x1. If you compare with earlier programming languages, we used to write like integer, or it could be float, or it could be string. So like that we would have defined before the variable name. But in Python, we don't define any specific data type while you're declaring any variable or initializing any variable. So now the question is, how does I know the data type of the x1? So what it will take? So based on the value, it is going to decide what type of data it is going to store into the variable. Okay. Now if at all I want to go for, let's say I want to just go for some other variable and I put something called hello and I want to print. So if you write y directly and just execute this, you will get hello, or else you can go for print y equal to hello, print of y. Okay, you can just go for shift and enter, or you can just click this button for running. So I've initialized some hello statement, hello string for y, and I'm using directly the y to be printed. So you get in single quotes, and when you print in function, you're getting it normally. So either way, you can print your values. So it depends what value you are going to store. Suppose I take z equals some 10.4, and I want to print that z value. So you can see z is of storing the float value. Now suppose I want to find out what type of data it is going to store, because based on this I can say, but internally how it is going to take. So we have one function called type. We have type function. Okay, so this function is used to show the data type of a variable. Okay, now for example, we have taken three variables x1, y and z, right? So if I write type of x1, just shift and enter. So you get it's an integer because we are storing 10. Similarly, I can go for type of y. Then click this. You get str string because I was putting some hello. Then if I go for z, type of z, we need to get float. Okay. So like this, you can find out what type of data you already stored into a variable. So whenever you go for any variables, we don't prefix any data types here. Directly you can go for. Okay. Now if you want to store the value directly like string and so, if I take, let us suppose x2 equal to, if I write str of 3. So here what we're trying to do here is we're trying to go for, I'll put a comment here, typecasting. That means I'm trying to store a 3 which is a numerical value, but I'm converting into a string and storing into x2. So I want to print x2 now, and you can see in single quotes it has got printed. So from one type to another type you want to convert, then you can go for the typecasting. Suppose if I go for float, I'll take one more variable x3. I'll take float of 3. So 3, whatever you are passing, is an integer. Okay. But float implies a decimal value. So we'll try to check. So here you got a 3.0. Can you see? 3.0. But here it is single quotes because we have put the 3 into a function called string function, which is going to convert into a string. The numerical integer 3 is converting to a string and storing in x2. I'm printing that. Similarly here, the numerical number, the pure integer 3 is converted to float. So you get 3.0. So like this, we can go for typecasting also. Right? Now, I can store strings in single quotes as well as the double quotes. Already I mentioned that. Then one more thing what you need to observe here is the variables whatever you are going to define is case sensitive. Suppose if I take x1, just run it, you get the value of 10 because already I stored 10. Now same x1 if I take small x1 equal to, I put 3.5. 3.5 is a float, right? So I put 3.5 directly and print x1. So small x1 is different. Capital X1 is different. Okay, so once again I print capital, and you see 10. So the Python is case sensitive. That means the small case and the uppercase are different. Okay, then so here we can say that variable names are case sensitive. Now coming to the rules for the variables. Now a variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. So this is one. Then variable cannot start the number. Then variables variables. So here variable implies, here I'm talking about the name of the variable. Okay, then the variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Okay, so I can mention like A to capital Z. Okay, then A to small z, then 0 to 9, then underscore. Okay, now so these are the things what we can go for. Then already I was mentioning variable names are case sensitive. So these are few rules So here one more cell I have inserted. A variable in name must start with a letter or an underscore. So already I was showing with the letter, that is x1, y, and z. Suppose I write age equal to some 3. Okay, then I'll print that age. Then age equal to some 5. Then print of age. Now here this is a small a, this is a capital A. Just execute this. So you get 3 and 5. Okay. Now I can write something like age equal to some 5, some 51. Then you print underscore age. So you can see this underscore age. That means the variable can start with an underscore character. So that is the first one. It can be start with a letter or it can be start with an underscore character. Then a variable cannot start with a number. So we'll try it. So I'll give 0 age. Okay, I'm starting with number. So I'll initialize with 4, and I'll try to print that variable 0 with age. So we got an error now, invalid decimal literal. So here you can see the variable cannot start with a number. Okay, so that leads to an error. So we cannot do like that. Then a variable can only contain alphanumerical characters and underscores like A to Z, small z, and so forth. So here I can write age underscore person. So like this you can frame. I can just go for connectivity between the two words with underscores. So I'll write some 30. Then print of age underscore person. Now you can do that. Okay, now there is no problem. So if you want to put like age 101, then underscore person, some 45. Then print age 101 underscore person. I put something wrong, so just I'll copy this. Here and I'll put age 101 and person. So now you can see here in between you are including the number, it's fine. In bit, then you are starting and you're in between, you're putting underscore, it's fine. But don't put hyphens. We'll try that one also. Age hyphen person equal to some 45. Then print age underscore, not underscore, hyphen person. Then it need to lead to an error. So you can see cannot assign to expression here. Okay. So maybe you meant double equal to, but here you are putting an hyphen, right? So that is wrong. So these are few rules of the variable declaration, and variable names are case sensitive already I mentioned, right? Now here when you go for variable names, you need to just select what type of variable names you need to give, and it should be small or it should be big, that you need to decide according to your application. Now here we have some techniques what we can use for reading the variable name. Like we have something called camel case for variables. So how do you go for camel case declaring of a variable? Suppose I write age person. Okay, so I put some 45. So here you can see this is small. That is first one is first letter should be small, and the next word first character is capital. Again you append next word first character, that should be capital. So like that you can mention. Okay. Then you just print this age person. So this way of writing is called as camel case. So first letter is small, then rest of the words first character will be capital. Otherwise, I'll write like my age is, okay, something like 56. Then print that my age is. So here I'm clubbing three words. My, that is the starting letter small, then age is capital, I is capital. So this is called a camel case. Now we have Pascal case. Pascal case. This is another one. Now here I can declare the variable, same variable to take my age is. So here all the words first letter is capital. All the words first letter is capital. Then print. So that is a Pascal case where every word first letter starting from the beginning is capital. Shift enter, you get the answer. Okay. Now we have one more type, snake case. Here I go for the first letter small, then one underscore, then age, then underscore is. So everything is small, but every word has been segregated with a underscore. Now this is called as a representing the variable in case of snake case. So print that. Okay, so there are three cases. Now we are going to declare the variables. Now, how to assign the values? Already we have seen one. Now, can we assign the values at a time for multiple variables? So if I take a comma b comma c equal to, I want to just assign some value like a is like blue, b is like orange, then c is for green. Okay, then you just print the value, print of x, not x, a, then print of b, print of c, shifted. Okay, now there is some problem here. I need to the b and not c, right? Here it is x, shift enter. So blue, orange, and green. So first is initialized to a, second value is initialized to b, and third value is initialized to x. So like this, at a time multiple values can be defined. And one more thing, you need to see that when you are declaring the count of three variables here, three values need to be there. If suppose I remove this one, I'll give only two values. Then just run this. You get an error. Not enough values to unpack. Okay, so you need to give the equal values. So here I'll write green. Okay, then again you rerun. You go. So here how many number of variables are there? That many number of values should be there. Now can I give one value for more than one variable? So if I take d comma e comma f equal to, I'll put something like 67. Then you write print d, print e, then print f. Df. So here we can't define it like we need to put an equal to operator. Okay, that's not correct. This one we have to put. That means 67 is initialized to f, f is initialized to e initialized to d. Now you are going to get. Okay, so this is the correct way of initializing same value to multiple variables. Okay. Now, when you go for a variable declaration, we have something called a list. List is nothing but a collection of dissimilar elements, and that to we are putting in a square bracket. Suppose I take f1 equal to, I'll put red, green, and blue. Now I put this one is in the square brackets. That is a list. List is nothing but a collection. Now I want to give these three values for a comma b comma c, and I want to put this one. Then now you print a, print b, print c. Okay, so this is first going for a, this is going for b, and this is going for c. Now this square bracket is representing something called list. Now this is also one type of data type. Okay, just run it. So you can see red, green, and blue. Okay, so like this also you can mention. Now I want to print the values. So I was printing in different lines. Can't I print in one line? Okay, so I will try to print directly here. Print of a comma b comma c. So we'll see what is output. So you can see red, green, and blue. So instead of going for multiple lines, I can print in a single line also. Okay. Now, whenever you go for the same variable multiple times, so the one particular variable, let's suppose I have given something called x equal to 5 here, x equal to 5. Now I'm printing the text value. So you're getting what? 5. Okay. Now same variable I'm going to take and I put 15. Now I'm printing the text value. Shift enter 15. Okay. Now the text value is what? 15 only. That is overwritten. Now if I take x equal to something like h1 or hello world, hello world. Now I print x value. Can you see x is hello world? So I said like variable is used to store a value is one. The variable can change its value at runtime. Okay, where the value of the variable is going to varies, right? So like this, you can overwrite. That means same variable can be reused for multiple number of times. Okay. No. So if you want to print any variable, you can use a print function, or you can use it directly like this and just run this to get the output. Okay. So this is some information about what is variable and how to use the variables, what sort of styles you can put the variables like camel case, Pascal case, snake case already I put. So it depends what you are going to choose in your application, and it is case sensitive. Okay, and I was showing what is typecasting, then how you are going to print the variables output, right? Suppose if you want to print here, what I was printing here, uh, okay, this one, right? So here I can put like a equal to, then b equal to, c equal to. We'll try this. So you can see A equal to red, B equal to green, and C equal to blue. So whatever you write in double quotes will print as it is. Whenever you want to print a variable value, you need to just segregate with a comma and write the variable name. Again, you want to put any string which you want to print as it is. Again, you put a comma and write the double quotes. So every variable and string, whatever you're writing, should be segregated with a comma. So this A equal to is printed as it is. Then the A is a variable value. Then B is printed, B equal to print as it is. B value is printed. C equal to is printed and C value is printed here. So like this also you can work out. Okay. So I hope I've given some input on the declaring initializing of the variables. And here one more thing, you're not terminating with the semicolon. So that also you need to keep in mind. So any instruction in Python is not terminating with a semicolon, but other prior languages we do write semicolon as a termination point. Okay, so if you like this video, do comment, subscribe and share it to your friends. Thank you.